Gisela Stewart.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just for clarity, and in the hope of getting at least one sensible answer out of this debate, could the Minister just confirm that as we do not have a veto over the bailout mechanism, should Portugal apply for it, we could be exposed to up to 4 billion euros. We have no veto, therefore we would be forced to it, irrespective of which government negotiated that. Just the yes or no.
The Honourable Lady, who's very knowledgeable and well versed in these matters, knows exactly the terms on which the EFSM was established. But I don't believe that it is in any way helpful to speculate on hypothetical situations.
Sajid Javid. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Portugal finds itself in this sorry state today because yesterday its parliament failed to pass the budget that would have allowed foreign investors to continue investing in its sovereign bonds. Does my honourable friend realise that had we not had a change in government in our own country 10 months ago, that we could have just as easily found ourselves in a very similar situation?
My honourable friend is absolutely right, because the decisions this government has taken to put our public finances back on the right track is not sterling that's been speculated against in currency markets.
Stuart Bell.
Mr. Speaker, in listening to my right honourable friend, the member for Rotherham, and Portugal being our oldest ally, I'm reminded of the only word that survived the Peninsular War. It was vamos, when the Portuguese and the Spanish ran away. And when I listen to the speeches of the right honourable gentleman and the right honourable gentleman, they wish to run away, and they've been running away from the European Union since its beginning. May I put the point to the Minister that the Prime Minister, in response to a question to me, said he believed in a healthy Eurozone. Is it not better for the Eurozone to have its competitive facts, to have its stability, its financial stability system, and building upon the point made by the front bench, is he not worried that 17 member states in the Eurozone will create a two-speed Europe?
I think it's absolutely right that Europe is competitive, that it is able to compete with countries in North America, Asia, South America, in what is becoming increasingly challenging global markets. And Europe does need to address its competitiveness. That's why we engaged in the Economic Task Force that was led by Herman Van Rompuy. We do need to see changes in Europe. And my honourable friend, the Prime Minister, will be pressing for this the summit.
Chris Heaton-Harris.
Thank you, sir. The Minister will know that actually Portugal, whilst it hasn't requested any help so far, is in a similar situation to Ireland, in that Ireland didn't request any help at the very beginning. It was forced to take help later on. And I'm just wondering about the treaty change that we voted on essentially yesterday. If it's changed in the coming weeks, and the Prime Minister comes back to this House, will the Minister confirm that the UK government will still have its veto to play at that point in time, or does the veto get played this weekend and we can't change anything in the future?
Well, I don't know whether my honourable friend was present in the debate on the House on the 16th of March, where we discussed the ESM, but let me remind him what my right honourable friend, Europe Minister, said. He said, should there be any suggestion of amending the draft decision at the European Council, there's no such suggestion from any court at the moment. The Prime Minister could not legally agree to it at the European Council without first coming back to this House and the other place for additional approval after a debate. And of course, that there can be no change to the treaty unless primary legislation passes both through this place and the other place.
Thomas Doherty.
Speaker, could the Minister confirm that had we joined the Euro beyond 2013, we would be expected to make a significant contribution? And therefore, has he had a chance to ask the Chief Secretary of the Treasury whether or not he now abandons his policy of joining the Euro at the earliest possible date?
Well, I frankly think, Mr. Speaker, that was a pathetic question.
Mr. Martin Horwood.
Would ministers agree that having just put in place the most comprehensive system of democratic checks on further transfers of power to the European level of government, it's now high time this government got on with the priority of providing a positive leadership role for Britain in all European decision-making forums, and that this kind of anti-European guerrilla warfare from the backbenches really doesn't help?
My honourable friend is right to point out that there is much work that needs to be done in Europe. I believe this government has played an important role, particularly around pushing the agenda around competitiveness and growth, and I think that's the right role for this country to play.
Greg McClymont.
The Minister and colleagues on the other side of the House are keen again to draw an analogy between this country and Portugal this time, previously Ireland and Greece. Can the Minister confirm that the UK is in an entirely different position to these countries, given that it controls its own interest rates and its own currency?
The only reason why this country is a different place to Greece, Ireland and Portugal is the action this government has taken to sort out the mess left by them.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Can the Minister confirm that the contingent liability in place through this scheme was set up after Labour had lost the election by the Labour Chancellor? And does not what's happening in Portugal provide the most eloquent lesson, with interest rates today rising above 8%, of what would happen here if we didn't get a grip?
My honourable friend is absolutely right. The decision taken by the previous Chancellor did mean we were part of the EFSM, and that's why the liability exists today. But my honourable friend is absolutely spot on. We have taken difficult decisions in this country. This government has decided to tackle the deficit that the party opposite left behind. We have a very clear plan to tackle that deficit. They have no ideas. Under their government, this country would have been running out of steam.
Nadine Zahawi. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The events last night in Portugal bring into sharp focus why it's important to maintain the confidence of the market. Is the Minister glad that this Prime Minister didn't attend the meeting of the 17 Eurozone countries because the last Prime Minister attended and gave away our rebate?
Well, certainly the previous government very rarely showed any backbone at all in dealing with our European partners on the rebate and on other matters. This government stands up for Britain's interests when it comes to our debate in Europe. We've done that on the rebate, we've done that on the budget, and we've done that on this mechanism.
Bob Blackman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. When Ireland was in trouble, we helped out, and ministers brought forward a proposal to give a loan to Ireland to help sort them out in terms of their finances. I hear that there's no, at the moment, proposal to do the same for Portugal, but will the Minister give an assurance that we as a House will be given the opportunity to debate such a proposal if it comes forward?
Well, I don't think it's helpful, as I said before, to engage in unnecessary speculation. But I would point out to my honourable friend that this government has sought to ensure that it keeps the House informed on all matters of importance.
Order. Business question, Mr. Hilary Benn.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Will the Leader of the House give us the forthcoming business?